People go missing every day. Most are found, some are not. This film is about those people, not about stories, not about theories, about real cases, about real places, about people who went into the wilderness and never came back. Every year, thousands of people are reported missing. Most are found within days. They are lost. They are hurt. They are tired. But some cases are different. Some people vanish, no trail, no clear path, no answer. These cases happen in national parks, forests, mountains, deserts, remote trails, places that are beautiful, places that are dangerous, places that are quiet. The pattern, over time, search teams notice something strange. Some cases share the same details. The person was experienced. The weather changed fast. The trail was easy. The dogs lost the scent. Clothes were found far away, or nothing was found at all. In June 1983, U.S. park rangers discovered partial human skeletal remains in Summit Meadow along Glacier Point Road in Yosemite National Park. National Park Service. The remains were skeletonized, indicating the person had likely been deceased for some time before discovery. Investigators launched a search, but only part of the skeleton was found at first. National Park Service. 5 years later, in May 1988, searchers found a human skull missing its lower jaw in the same general area. Despite efforts to identify the remains and match them to known missing persons, the case remains unresolved, and the identity of the person has never been publicly confirmed. This is especially intriguing given Yosemite's dense backcountry and unforgiving terrain, which can make locating missing people extraordinarily difficult even with modern search technology. This case isn't isolated, it's a common theme throughout national parks. The full figures are not public knowledge, but it's a high number. Yosemite has dozens of unresolved reports and at least 30+ open cases stretching back over a century, making it one of the most compelling parks to explore mysterious disappearances. Stacy Ann Aras. In July 1981, a 14-year-old girl named Stacy Ann Aras went missing in Yosemite National Park. She was on a horseback trip with a small group. They were staying near a place called Sunrise High Sierra Camp. That afternoon, Stacy said she wanted to walk to a nearby lake to take photos. An older man walked with her for a short time. He became tired and sat down to rest. Stacy continued walking toward the lake. She was never seen again. Search teams arrived quickly. They used dogs. They used helicopters. They searched the area for days. They found nothing. No clothes. No camera. Nobody. The only item ever mentioned was a possible lens cap from her camera. Her disappearance has never been solved. To this day, no one knows what happened to Stacy Aras. Brandon Swanson. In May 2008, a 19-year-old man named Brandon Swanson went missing in Minnesota. He had been at a party. Late at night, he drove his car into a ditch. The car was not badly damaged. Brandon was not hurt. He called his parents for help. He told them he was walking toward what he thought was a nearby town. He stayed on the phone with them while he walked. For over 40 minutes, his parents talked to him. They told him to stay where he was. He said he could see lights in the distance. He said he was walking along a road. Then, suddenly, Brandon said, "Oh, shit." The line went dead. His parents tried to call back. There was no answer. The search teams arrived. They found Brandon's car. They searched the area for days. They used dogs. They used helicopters. They searched fields, rivers, and roads. They found no sign of Brandon, no clothes, no phone, nobody. some people believe that a large unknown animal lives in deep wilderness areas of North America. They call it Bigfoot or Sasquatch. The theory says this creature is very large, very strong, very intelligent, very good at hiding, lives far from people. Some believe it could explain some missing persons cases, the cover-up theory. Some people believe there is a cover-up. They believe that not all information about wilderness disappearances is shared with the public. They believe this because of a few things. Some records are hard to get. Some cases are poorly documented. Some reports are missing details. And some families say they were never given clear answers. The UFO theory. Some people believe UFOs are involved in some disappearances. They believe this because they think something very fast, something very quiet, and something very advanced could take a person and leave no trace. They believe this could explain why some people vanish very quickly, some leave no tracks, some are never found, and some disappear in open areas. In the Missing 411 movies, David Paulides talks in depth about this subject. Some believe it to be true, others believe because he spoke about the theory he lost credibility, but this isn't the case. Over the years, UFO reports have increased. It's a topic we cannot ignore in the Missing 411 subject. I believe him to be a highly educated person in the field of Missing 411 topic, highly credible, and the person who raised awareness of the topic. He has a dedicated YouTube channel called Kanam Missing Project. He dedicates his time posting new cases weekly. In July 2015, a 2-year-old boy named Dior Kunz Jr. went missing in Idaho. He was camping with his family near a place called Timber Creek Campground. He was with his mother, his father, his grandfather, and a family friend. They were at the campsite. At some point, they said Dior was playing nearby. A short time later, they said he was gone. They said he had wandered off. Search teams arrived very quickly. They searched the area for days. They used dogs. They used helicopters. They used hundreds of volunteers. They searched the woods, the river, and the area around the camp. They found nothing. Dogs did not track Dior away from the campsite. There were no clear footprints. There was no sign he walked into the woods. There was no sign he went into the water. Over time, police said the stories from the adults did not match. Their timelines changed. Some details were different each time they were asked. The family friend who was there later failed a lie detector test. Both parents also failed lie detector tests. No one was charged. To this day, Dior Kunz Jr. has never been found. No remains have ever been recovered. No clear explanation has ever been given. Police believe this was not a simple case of a child wandering off. Sammy Boca. In October 2006, a 8-year-old boy named Samuel Boca went missing near Crater Lake in Oregon while visiting the park with his father. They were near a trail in a parking area, and Sammy was playing and walking ahead. At one point, he ran toward the trees, and when his father called out to him, Sammy did not answer. A short time later, his father realized he was gone and asked for help. Search teams arrived quickly and searched the area using dogs and helicopters. They searched for days and searched again later, but they found nothing. No clothes were found, no backpack was found, and no body was ever located. To this day, Samuel Boca has never been found, and no one knows what happened to him. In Missing 411 discussions, people usually fall into two groups. One group believes there is a hidden cause. The other group believes the wilderness is simply brutal, unpredictable, and hard to search. Both groups agree on one thing: some cases do not leave enough evidence to feel finished. Most missing cases have normal answers. A person gets hurt, gets lost, gets cold, or runs out of daylight. Weather wipes tracks, rivers take bodies, animals scatter remains. Time destroys evidence. In huge forests and mountains, it is possible for someone to disappear and never be located. But then there are cases people call bizarre. These are the ones where the timeline is tight, the search is fast, and the evidence is strangely thin. That is where theories grow. Foul play means another person caused the disappearance. It can be an assault, a kidnapping, a murder, or someone forcing a person off a route. It can also be someone using the wilderness as a place to hide what happened. Foul play is hard to prove in remote areas because the wilderness helps the offender. There may be no cameras, there may be no witnesses, weather can erase signs, terrain can hide remains, predators can destroy evidence. This is why foul play is often discussed in missing 411 circles. Not because it is the answer to every case, but because it is a real possibility that can look like a mystery when evidence is missing. Even skeptical reviews of Missing 411 material acknowledge that the broader dataset can include cases of unsolved foul play alongside accidents and other explanations. When people talk about strange disappearances, Alaska always comes up. Alaska feels different because Alaska is different. Alaska is vast. It is remote. It has extreme weather. It has mountains, dense wilderness, rivers, glaciers, and coastline. In many places, there are no roads, no cell signal, and no quick rescue. A small mistake can become fatal, and even a well-planned trip can turn into a missing person case. Alaska has unusually high missing person figures compared with the rest of the United States. Since the 1970s, which is roughly the last half of the 20th century and into the 21st, estimates suggest that over 20,000 people have gone missing within what's sometimes called the Alaska Triangle. These include hikers, pilots, locals, tourists, and others who were never recovered and whose disappearances remain unexplained. When averaged out, that works to roughly around 2,250 people per year, going missing about twice the national average relative to population. Even official state record lists show that from 1960 through 2019, Alaska's Missing Persons Clearinghouse tracked over 1,200 individual unresolved missing person names in their public registry. One of the most famous disappearances in Alaska is also one of the cleanest mysteries. In October 1972, a small charter plane carrying U.S. House Majority Leader Hale Boggs and Alaska Congressman Nick Begich, along with others, vanished on a flight between Anchorage and Juneau. It did not land. It did not call for help. No confirmed wreckage was recovered. Search efforts were massive, but the landscape is brutal. Mountains, weather, and endless space where an aircraft can disappear without leaving a clear trail. This case became a symbol of Alaska's scale, not because it proves anything paranormal, but because it shows how a modern aircraft can vanish into the environment and never be located. Missing climber Gerald Myers, 2009. Denali is one of the most unforgiving places on Earth. Even experienced climbers can vanish in a way that leaves no simple explanation. In 2009, climber Gerald Myers went missing on Denali during a summit attempt and never returned. Search conditions on big mountains are brutal. High winds, whiteouts, avalanches, crevasses, and terrain so steep that even when a likely area is known, recovery may be impossible. In Alaska, there is a large area people call the Alaska Triangle. It stretches between three places: Anchorage, Juneau, and Utqiagvik. Inside this area, a very high number of people have gone missing over the years. Some vanish in planes, some vanish on foot.
When we found Teresa's pack, the damage didn't match any normal wildlife encounter.
I lit it low, just enough to see the waterline band around my boots. Night held its breath like it knew me, like it had something to prove. No one called